Hey, Dave the Butterfly Guy here. It's a beautiful day in May and it's perfect time to start planting. Usually mid-May you don't have much risk of still getting some frost and freezing weather. So I'm gonna plant some new items to my butterfly garden this year. So this is my 4th year of my garden, so I've got all kinds of perennials that are coming back. I want to spice it up with a few new perennials, and then I always like to throw a few annuals out there that create some early color in the season. So let me share with you what I'm going to do this year. So in this part of my garden, right at the entryway, I did plant a bunch of butterfly weed, or now they call it butterfly flowers at the home and garden stores. And so that should be coming up. It's a host plant. And then I also had planted some hyssop last year, which will come back. It's already growing back in. So that'll be a nice start on this side of my garden. So on this side of my garden, this is an area where I've got a bunch of phlox plants. So I've got like 4 or 5 that are going to come back. They're perennials. But I got a couple new phlox plants. I've got this big one here. It's called Forever Pink Phlox Paniculata. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but again, phlox are great. Butterflies love them. High pollination. I saw swallowtails at these all the time last year. And then I also got some creeping phlox, which again will stay low to the ground, has nice pollinating flowers, but gives you a little ground cover. Then on this side of my garden, I've got some alyssum. Again, more ground cover. I'll have that kind of get up to the creeping phlox. And then I plant a few petunias, annuals that give me color early in the season. And some pansies, a few more petunias, and then I have some cosmos that I planted a couple days ago. The other part, I do have some common milkweed that is growing back in already. It's already up a couple inches from the ground. Again, that common milkweed's the host plant for monarchs and so critical for monarch success. On the back side of my garden, I got this butterfly bush. So butterfly bush is a great garden plant for butterflies. It grows 5 to 6 feet tall, so it attracts tons of butterflies. All kinds of pollinating flowers come on it. So this is the first time I've planted it, and I'm excited it'll come back year after year, get bigger and bigger and fuller, and it should be a permanent plant in all butterfly habitat spots and all butterfly gardens. In this part of my garden, I've got some sedums that come back year after year, which are great for butterflies late in the summer. My challenge is they also attract deer, and deer seem to love to eat them, so I have a hard time keeping them alive. But next to it, I'm going to plant some delphiniums. So I've got 2 new plants. I've already got one in the ground that's come back for my 3rd or 4th year here. So I think this will be my delphinium area. They create great pollinating flowers and really nice to have in my garden. So I'm buying some plants to put into my garden so they're up and running right away, but I also like to plant a lot of seeds. So I'm gonna plant some of these purple cone flowers. I'm gonna plant some annuals that are zinnias. So I've got 2 different types of zinnias. You can see that one's got kind of a funky colored flower to it. Again, zinnias I find more than any other flower attract, the butterflies love them, all kinds. Swallowtails, monarchs, red admirals, painted ladies, they all love the zinnias. And I've got this pollinating mix package. It's got some hyssop, some columbine, some prairie clover, it's got some black-eyed Susans, and some asters in it. So this will be a nice addition. I'm gonna actually spread this out in a whole new area in my garden. So that's what I've got to get done today. So I'm gonna start my work and I'll give you an update along the way. It's been a great day for planting. I got everything in I wanted to get done today, including putting up my Dave the Butterfly Garden sign. So let me show you. So I started with this perennial area of phlox over here. This will be a little phlox area, including my new creeping phlox. I put in some little ground cover with some alyssums. And then I started putting in my annuals with my petunias, some pansies, more petunias, and my cosmos. And then let's head on into the garden. In this area, this little strip here, I planted all zinnias. So it'll take maybe a couple weeks for those zinnias to start popping through. They're just fantastic flowers later in the summer, probably mid-July to early August. I planted this area with milkweed seeds last year. I already have a couple little milkweeds starting to pop their heads up. That's, again, the key for monarchs. This is kind of my wild prairie area. I've got a mix of daisies. What else do I have? I've got some purple coneflowers in here. I've got some yarrow. I've got some tickweed, so lots of great stuff. Back here is where I planted my butterfly bush. Again, that will get to be 6 feet tall. It'll be tremendous, a really cornerstone to the garden. Over here I have my sedums. And then I just planted these 2 new delphiniums. Again, those 3, I had one before, those 3 will stand up tall and be really beautiful flowers. I have some more milkweed in here, and then this area over here I put in more zinnias, because zinnias is the key to a garden. They're annuals, but they're big flowers that bring in tons of butterflies. And then over in this area I planted some purple coneflowers. I have 7 little patches where I planted a couple of seeds. It'll take a while for them to get big and majestic, a couple years. Hopefully they'll start showing this year. So I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave the Butterfly Guy. That's all I got today. Enjoy your planting season here in May. Have a great day.